Bang bang to the gang. OG Gooded, P Warrior _9, Faithful Boys in the building. Coming at y'all with the Faithful Boys podcast. It's been a while, but I know one thing. Y'all know the slogan. We gonna bang till we can't no more. It's been, like I said, it's been a minute. Definitely glad to be back with y'all. Rocking with my bro. A lot done happened in the season since we last been on. As y'all know, shit, we've been on like 11-game win streak or something like that. Uh, Brock Purdy at the helm, handling business. Team seem like it's clicking on all cylinders. Seem like we healthy. So before we start talking about Dallas and then talk about Philly for a little bit, uh, once again, I want to introduce my big bro, P Warrior _9. What's going on with your brother?
Well, like you said, man, it feel like it's been a lifetime since we did a show. It's been on, but we both been kind of busy doing our thing, and sometimes that happen. But no, man, what we always say, we gonna bang bang till infinity. We gonna bang
Yes,
bang till we
sir.
can't no more. We gonna get this in. Gotta give love to my always faithful 24/7 fam. Gotta give love to Mark 49, Prez the GM, Uncle
Yes,
Keith,
sir.
Jizzle. That's my people. That's my brothers. Love them to death. Send them that text of love every day, and they reciprocate it back. So definitely got to show love to them, and we all
Uncle
be on that.
Keith.
Uncle Keith, yeah, we all be on that text chain. You know what I'm saying? When the games be going on, everybody be weighing in on their opinions and stuff. And trust me, for the Dallas game, everybody was weighing in on their opinions on that one. But no, man, it's good to be back, man. Like we always would ask, man, y'all like, subscribe, share the channel. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? These boys been rolling since the last time we was on. They made the McCaffrey trade, and they've been on a 12-game winning streak. I think I saw something today saying they win two more, it's 14. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what we wanted to see all year. This is what we hoped all year with Trey. Fortunately, he got hurt, and then Jimmy came in and took us a majority of the way until he got hurt. And then, that Miami game, everybody like, oh, Lord, it's over. What Brock Purdy going to do? He the third string. He Mr. Irrelevant. But if you watch that game, and I went back and watched that game not too long ago just to see how it all started, the dude was prepared and was ready from jump. And you could kind of see something was different with him. And they have just taken off. But we're gonna get into this whole playoff thing. I think we need to recap the Seattle, the wild card. Then obviously we just come off the divisional win, and now we got the next opponent, which is Philly. And I was able to watch their press conference today with their defensive coordinator and the special teams guy, and I think the offensive coordinator. So it's gonna
Okay.
be a challenge because they got talent and they got a excellent football team. But I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say if it's a close game and it's tight in that fourth quarter, we've been there, and that's gonna allow us to get the dub and move on. So we could go ahead and just chop it up. I guess the first two rounds, and then preview Philly, and see I guess when we would do the next show, go from there. So let's get it in.
All right. Well, you talked about the Seahawks game. Obviously, we came out on top. Geno Smith. A lot of people feel definitely helped the situation. Ultimately, I just feel a better team won. Uh, so just give me your overall thoughts on the game, and then we'll kind of move on and touch these Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Seattle game, familiar opponent, third time playing them. The first two times they, pretty much dominated the game. And you got to give Geno his credit. He didn't resurrected his career Pro Bowl. Seattle fleeced Denver that trade for Russell
Right.
Wilson. You know what I'm saying? You think about it. So I mean, but we were the better team, had better talent. I think in that game the offense played better than the defense, just in terms of just overall execution. Now the defense made the plays when they had to. They got the turnovers. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Really, what really turned the game was when the dude tried to twist the Debo leg off. You know what I'm saying? And then Shanahan and the team came out there to catch his back. Like he said, they got my back.
Kind of fired
So
everybody up, huh?
yeah, and then it was like they hit that switch, and then they just hit them with a flood, and they couldn't never recover. But I think an overall theme, if you want to even carry it over into this game on Sunday, was that the defense forced turnovers. And when the defense forced turnovers, then the offense capitalized off of that. That was clearly the case in the Seattle game, even though for the most part the offense, outside of some, maybe nervousness from Brock in the beginning, really was wide open. Man, them boys was running patterns wide open the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So that was that
Yeah,
game.
real.
They just was overall better than Seattle. Everybody knew it. Eventually they pulled away. Now, we fast forward to, this game that just was played. Well, the whole thing throughout the week when we, found out that we would be either playing Tampa Bay uh or the Cowboys was, to watch the Monday night game. Let's see. I think most people would have wanted to face Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, to see if he could
Right.
kind of pull something out of his crack to try to get a dub. But obviously Dallas, whipped them, pretty much. But then, you got all the talk. Michael Parsons was running his mouth. All of the fans was running their mouth. And,
That's who we want. That's who we want.
yeah, that's what we want. We want you. We want payback, Dak. Yeah, this game been on my mind all year. We want to avenge the loss and this and that or whatever. But if you notice, our players never talk trash. Our players gave them their flowers, their respect, they do. Recognized and knew that they were facing a better football team than the team they just had beat. And the focus wasn't on the personal or the the
Right.
back and forth. It was on, let's get this dub, because our goal and objective is beyond that. And I think I was
Real.
even texting texting the 24/7 crew, and I was telling them that. I said, man, now these boys running their mouth. I said, but we're gonna let our pass do the talking. And that's what they did. Now you got to give Dallas they do. Defensively, they was ready. You
Right.
got to give them they do. Lawrence and Parsons and they defensive line and they linebackers and secondary, they was ready. They had a good scheme. Dan Quinn is an excellent defensive coordinator. They're probably gonna get a head coaching job. So you got to give them their props. A lot of the plays that we was killing Seattle with, we couldn't do against them.
Right.
But you got to realize Dallas have a better defense, better personnel, better talent. So while in the first half, they struggled, and a lot of people was kind of nervous or kind of like, well, man, why Kyle, you ain't changing this and that. Kyle even said in the presser, that he knew it was gonna be that kind of game. So on some level, to me, you was kind of conservative in some of your play calling, and I think a lot of it was because you didn't want to put Brock Purdy in all of the passing downs, and then you didn't want to put him in a position of where he might force the ball in there, which he didn't, or get a turnover. So I can understand it, but then I think defensively, this game, the defense carried the game as opposed to the
Right.
Seattle
Against
game where the
Seattle.
offense carried the game. It was the defense that carried the game. The defense, while they didn't get a lot of sacks, they got the pressure, they got the penetration, they was on the run. Now, Tony Pollard getting hurt helped because we didn't have to worry about him as a threat. Unfortunately, you don't want nobody to
Yeah.
get hurt in those
Heads
situations.
up.
It was unfortunate for him, but it was good for us just in terms of, okay, well, that's one less threat we got to worry about. Ezekiel Elliott ain't no threat because you don't have the same explosiveness and things that you had when you first came in the league. They ran you so much when you first got in,
Right.
So we didn't have to really worry about him that way. We really had to worry about Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb, you got yours. You're an excellent receiver. Now on the one play, you got the big pass on Lenore. Yeah, it was pass interference, but he was right there with you. And then I got to give Lenore credit. Lenore done stepped this game up. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 picks in 2 straight games. Now we're gonna need you to be even more so on top of your game going up against the boy from Alabama. They receiver, I'm forgetting his name. I'm talking about AJ Brown, the other guy. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name right now.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, Smith. Smith is a beast. So we're gonna need you to be on your game. And who we really gonna need to step forward, Chavarez, you got to step forward. You got to get that dog mentality in you. You going up against a dog in AJ Brown. You can't be playing all coverage. We're gonna need you to be on his grill, on him, period. Because if he starts killing us, then that just make the problem more so. We need you to be like you've been playing for the majority of the year, especially against Metcalf. You know, we need you to, you got to come with it this game, you know, but we're going to get into it. So I think in the first half, if you look at the game, our offensive line was getting whipped, you know what I'm saying, against their defensive line. We couldn't run the ball because they was getting penetration. We couldn't get no push. Now in the second half, they was able to get more push. Shanahan stuck with the run, and they were able to start getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we want just fast forward to Philly, man, our offensive line got to come. We ain't going to be able to drop back 30 times. They recorded 70 sacks. So they got people who can rush. We're going to have to run the ball to keep Purdy in those situations to where it's third and manageable or third and, you know, where there ain't no long situation where they could just tee off. And we know McGlinchey, even though he's been playing good ball, he got whipped by Micah Parsons. But Micah Parsons is a special talent. You might want to keep your mouth closed. You know, he's cashing some checks that you couldn't follow through on. But overall, we know you're a dog out there. They got good players on Philly, so we're going to have to be able to run the ball. In this game, it's the line of scrimmage game. Period. He really, against the Cowboys, it was a line of scrimmage game. Really defensively, our defensive line won against their offensive line, but their defensive line in the first half won against ours. Now in the second half, we was able to get some things going. And the thing about Purdy was he didn't put the ball in harm's way. You took, I think, 2 sacks, but you made the plays at the right time, and you made the right play at the right time. That's what we wouldn't have got from Jimmy, and we would never know if we would have got it from Trey because he didn't play. So, to me, like I said, the defense won the day in the game against the Cowboys, and the offense made enough plays to score the points to win the game.
Now, I agree with you on the Cowboys. I kind of feel like it was a war of attrition. I think, and I heard Dallas had an injury on the D line. I believe the guy by the last name of Atkins.
Watkins, I think is his name.
There you go. So a combination with Watkins getting hurt, and then I guess us just pounding and it kind of weighing on them. You know, the run definitely started to pop in the second half, which ultimately kind of freed up everything else. I'm with you. As far as Philly too, I think it's gonna be, you know, all about the trenches ultimately. And I agree with you too about Micah Parsons whipping McGlinchey a little bit. I think that McGlinchey did as well as, you know, I guess you can expect, but we're gonna need him to be on this A game as well as the rest of the O-line if we really gonna be able to do something against Philly. But as far as Dallas, I think second half, Elijah Mitchell definitely, you know what I'm saying, hitting them holes. I think he had the longest rush, like 13 yards. So that let you know, the kind of game it was. But yeah, overall good performance by the offense. Like you say, Purdy took a couple sacks, but we look at that as living the fight to see, living to see another day, a fight another day. So yeah, take the sack and, you know what I'm saying, let's not turn the ball over.
And that's going to be the key going forward against Philly. The offensive line, it's going to be a line of scrimmage game. Their offensive line versus our defensive line, and our offensive line versus their defensive line.
Right.
And who ain't going to make the mistake at the critical moment, and that's what I'm saying. If it's a 4-quarter game, that's where our experience of having been in the Super Bowl but not coming up short. This is where y'all got to finish. You didn't finish the game last year against the Rams because you ran out of gas. Well, that's not an excuse this time, because for the most part, you rested and as healthy as you ever been in any of the playoffs that Shanahan had been in, really. And if you want to think about the regular season,
right.
So now it's about, okay, we know we've been here. We were here last year and we didn't finish. we had the Rams and we didn't finish. This is now if we ahead, we gotta finish the game off. We gotta finish and make the plays that's necessary
Yes,
to
sir.
and get to where we gotta get. Now they know. See, Philly, while you got this talent and you've been rolling, y'all ain't been in no really pressure packed situation. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Not saying that you ain't gonna crack. Hurts won national championship at Alabama, so on some level he know what it is to get to victory lane. So I ain't trying to take nothing away from him with that. But come on, man. You got to have that. It's us against the world mentality. You going into Philly. That's one of the things that I was listening to in a press conference. Man, they expecting this place, stadium, to be just raucous. You know what I'm saying? Just shaking. Okay, well, come on, man. We the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Steel guts, baby. Bang, bang. We ain't afraid. We
No,
know what
that's
we
right.
going into. We ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? We didn't play it in the Super Bowl. Most of the people on that roster, the majority of the roster have still there, went to the Super Bowl back 3 years ago. So they know what it takes to get there. Like I said, and
Right.
it's to me, it's all about finishing. You always hear Fred say 1 game at a time, 1-0. Okay. And they said it. I was watching, they had the thing on, the bond, at the end, when they be in the locker room. And they were saying we got to recommit ourselves this week. See, it's gonna take a total team effort this game. We're gonna need all 3 phases to be clicking, and they gotta tighten up that special teams because the one boy had got a couple good returns on him. You know what I'm saying? Now we got George Odom and the boy from Green Bay, man. For the most part, man, y'all don't even let them get past the 10-yard line, but y'all was letting these boys get past you. Y'all gotta
Right.
tighten up. Field position is gonna be big in this game too, if you think about it. We don't want to give them no short fields. The key to our defense is making you go the long way of the field. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna have to be, sound what they rushing because this boy can run the ball and throw on the run. You know what I'm saying? So they
Yes,
got their work
sir.
cut out for them. But like I said, I think it's gonna be a full quarter game. I don't think it's gonna be no blowout unless this turnover just happen. But we're gonna have to get at least 1 or 2 turnovers, and we're gonna have to be on every phase because they got all the talent. They got the running backs, they got the receivers, they got the tight end. But we got the defensive line, the linebackers, and the secondary to match them. And then on defense, they got the same thing. They got good corners. They got good linebackers and a good defensive line. And so if it comes down to the quarterbacks, well, most people figure they're gonna pick Jalen Hurts. But y'all been counting old Brock boy out. But Brock coming through with that clutch. He got that gene, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
He got that gene.
they said they had a shootout in college, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
Uh
that's what I'm saying.
so,
So
it's gonna be a little
yeah,
interesting
Purdy
to
ain't
see.
gonna back down, bro. That's what I'm saying. To me, the key is we gotta run the ball to give him time to throw, and we got the weapons offensively to be able to do some things. And then I think Kyle, like I said, they got to lock in, like, man, all 3 phases got to be ready from jump. You know what I'm saying? Really, if we can bring the fight to them and put it on them, I can see, man, that was a scrimmage game against the Giants. They ain't shit. That wasn't no game, man. That was a scrimmage out there. The Giants ain't had nothing for y'all. So y'all
Right.
flying high, literally, just off the fact, man, y'all beat a divisional opponent who I think you beat them 3 times, and every time you wore them out. So you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really get tested. We've been tested all year long. You know what I'm saying? We lost. Come on, man. We didn't lost 3 quarterbacks. We didn't have injuries here and there, whatever. We didn't play the harder of the matchup getting to this point. And that's what I'm saying. See, we got to bring the fight to them early. We got to put it on their mind that, you know what, it ain't gonna be no this walk through scrimmage like y'all had against New York. We're a different animal. We're a different beat. Now, we won't get you in the phone booth. Now, y'all kind of got a similar team in terms of line of scrimmage. Now, okay, so it's 2 of us in the phone booth. Let's see who gonna win in this phone booth. Well, I like our chances in the phone booth better than them. But we got
Right.
to bring the fight to them early. We got to come out that first drive, whether it's offensively and defensively, and put it on their mind that it ain't gonna be you just running around, throwing it everywhere. You ain't running for 268 yards against us. Shit, you might not barely get 100. You know what I'm saying? If you get 100, it's gonna be the hardest 100 you ever got, because we're gonna be smashing every time he run that ball, smashing. Y'all got to lay that wood to him. I think that's one of the things the offensive coordinator was saying. He said 29, Hufanga. Yeah, we gonna need y'all to bring that hat and rap. Y'all gonna have to be sounding, you're wrapping up, tackling everything. You can't you can't be loose with none of that against them because
Oh,
they got
nah,
explosive
nah,
people.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but like I'm saying, we got to bring that fight to them early. Let them know it ain't gonna be what you think it's gonna be. We coming for 4 quarters. This ain't gonna be no walk in the park like it was against New York. Y'all ain't did nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? That was a preseason game for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So to me, in a lot of ways, I think going up against Dallas got their mind right. It's like an iron sharpening iron. Dallas brought it to them and put it on their mind like, okay, yeah, we remember last year. Y'all ain't gonna just run and do what y'all did. And like I said, for the first half, they was there. And even like the majority of the game, the defense was there till the end. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So in a way, it was kind of maybe good because now it's like, okay, and I've been saying it in the text chain with the crew. We got to raise our level. Each round, we got to raise our level. Okay, well, this is another level y'all got to raise to deal with this team that y'all got to go on a roll for. So y'all got to lock in and dial in. But if y'all locking and dial in, we can win the game. But y'all got to bring the fight to them. Y'all can't let them just come and jump on y'all early because then it's going to be like, on some level, they're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, man, this is shit. We just rolling off for the New York game, man. We just doing what we was doing against them. Got to punch them in the mouth first. Let them know, it ain't gonna be like that, cuz we here all day long. Who gonna outlast who? You know what I'm saying? So they got to come with it from jump and jump on these boys quick and let them know it's gonna be a 4 quarter game. But then they played them last year and we beat them. So we ain't like we can't go on the field and beat them. We ain't scared to go up in there. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
So
well, check this out. Let's get into some of these matchups. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're looking at the offensive side of the ball. We're going to start with the head of the snake, Jalen Hurts. In my mind, right now, looking like the prototypical dual threat quarterback. Efficient in the pass game, obviously able to extend plays, able to do quarterback design runs, and he's strong as an ox, especially in the lower body. And he got a lot of weapons. So, in my opinion, first off, like you're talking about the line of scrimmage, I would think we need to contain, you know what I'm saying? Like be real disciplined as far as our rush. Spy sometime, but if we could contain well enough and kind of collapse the pocket, think we got a shot. But let's talk about Jalen Hurts first, and then we could kind of talk about some of the matchups on offense that we looking that we gonna key on. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, to me, this is the game that Armstead and Kinlaw got to come on, got to
Talk to
come
me.
through. Yeah, we need them to clog the middle to get that push, and then they got to
Hey,
be stout against the run.
and P Warrior,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned those two players, and specifically in the interior, we know Jason Kelce, one of the best to do it. So I'm with you
Mm-hmm.
as far as who gonna really dominate that matchup inside. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
that's
bro.
what I'm saying. We got to dominate that matchup. This is why we wanted Kinlaw healthy. This is why we needed Eric Armstead healthy because we know if you can tie up double teams, that's gonna free up the one-on-one. Now Lane Johnson at right tackle, he all pro. Now I don't think
Right.
Bosa gonna rush that side too much. I think they're gonna put him on the other guy, Mayada, whatever they call him, and he ain't a bad tackle. But I think they'll put Omenahu, which they said he got some kind of domestic charge against him, which is the timing ain't
Right.
good for
Not
that.
ideal. Right.
Yeah, but I figured he'll play. And they just got to come with their rotations. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to come in ways against the offensive line. But this is why Shanahan and Lynch built the defensive line up for these kind of games. We're gonna have to go with a 10-man line, and they need to let Drake Jackson get some action. You know what I'm
Real.
saying? He been inactive, but we need all the rushes we can get against him. So I could foresee him playing this week because we're gonna need pass rushing and inside beef. But this is the game we need Kinlaw and we need Armstead to eat. We need them to tie up the blockers and get that push when it is those passing outs. And then y'all gotta be right with the rushing lanes. Y'all can't over rush where he can just run up the middle. Y'all gonna have to. You used to call it the mush rush. You know what I'm saying? Where you rushing enough to enclose the pocket, but you ain't over rushing where he got lanes to run up. Because then if you playing coverage, afraid of them covering downfield, then he got all this green grass to come up in. You know what I'm saying? But to me, D'Amico, you got to mix your coverages. You're going to have to play all different kind of coverages. And then on the second level, Fred Warner, Aziz, and Dre, y'all going to have to be on him. When he break that pocket, if he get out, y'all going to have to be like missiles running to him. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to watch for him throwing on a run. To me, it's Armstead, it's Kinlaw, and it's Charvarius Ward. That's who got to play and make the plays. We need Charvarius to be on AJ Brown like flies to crap. We paid you the $40 million. You've been excellent all year tackling. These last, really, that, you know, the playoff game against
Seattle.
Against Seattle, you know, you gave us some plays. I think you lost a little confidence. Now you played a little bit better against Dallas, but they didn't really target you. They went after Lenore, depending on where CeeDee Lamb lined up. I think they're gonna try to do the same thing with AJ Brown. They're gonna try to get him on the Amador because of the size advantage. But to me, in this game, D'Amico, you got to let Charvarius Ward go man to man. Wherever AJ Brown line up, Charvarius Ward need to line up right there. That's why you paid him the money to be your shutdown guy. Let Lenore take Smith. Now Smith gonna get his, but Lenore's playing with a lot of confidence.
And Smith a good route runner, but Amador is a real physical corner. So I kind of like that. You know they're gonna target him anyway, but I like his physicality and his dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He's playing with a lot of confidence. So even though you might give up some, you be making plays, not just intercepting, but tackling.
Right.
So, and that's to me, the keys is if you want to look at it from a player standpoint, it's Kinlaw, it's Armstead, it's Charvarius Ward, and the overall defense, y'all got to tackle.
Hey, and you know who else I want to throw in that mix, bro? Out that secondary? Huff. Huff gonna be big in this one too, because with all that RPO shit, he gonna be in that box. He gonna have to read them keys, and then too, I don't want you to get sucked up seeing some shit in coverage and wind up giving up, you know what I'm saying, giving up something over your head. So I think he gonna be kind of key too.
But to your point, I think they're gonna try to keep him closer to the line of scrimmage and let Gibson be the deep safety. Now, Gibson, you done lost a little bit in your range, but you got ball skills.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what's going on.
Yeah, I think to kind of protect Huff, and because I think in this game, especially against Sanders at the running back position, and the other guy, Gain, who had 100 yards rushing, and even a little Boston guy, Boston Scott, I think is his name, So I think Huff in this game, you want to keep him closer to the line of scrimmage. But if you do have your defense where he playing a deep third, you just got to read your keys. Like D'Amico always say, you got to be on your keys. You don't take the bait on something knowing that something get over your head. So I think they ideally want to keep Gibson deep and let Huff play in the line of scrimmage, because see, Huff is kind of like Palomalo. You seen it in the Dallas game where he should have had the sack on Dak, but Dak got away. That's why. And then even on the one play to Lamb, you got to wrap up, Huff. You can't go for the kill shot in this one. You got to wrap up. They all got to wrap up. You see what I'm saying? Because these dudes, if you don't wrap up against these dudes, they taking house calls. You got to wrap up. You got to be sound. But to me, the game is won if Armstead and Kinlaw can control that middle, and Charvarius Ward come to the dance and they tackle. Because really, we want you to have to take the long way. We don't want to give up the big play. We'll give you the 5 and 6 yards because we want you to catch the ball and then smash it. Well, then if that's the case, y'all got to tackle. So that's defensively. Now, offensively, the offensive line got to come to it. We gonna have to get pushing. To me, you got to run Glynchy's side to give him the confidence to be able to hold up when you got a pass. It can't just be, okay, it's 3rd and long, and now we playing right into them. Hassan Reddick had 17 sacks. You got Fletcher Cox in the middle. You got Sweat. They got a lot of good defensive guys in their line of scrimmage. Now, I don't know outside of what the linebackers is like. I think Shanahan gonna try to attack with McCaffrey, and I can see Juszczyk being a fact in this game, in terms of being used as a weapon. You know what I'm saying? You're going to try to get the ball to Debo. in Ayuk, but they got Slay and Bradbury at the corners. They good corners. You don't have to do a lot of double moves against them to get open. I think Kyle can scheme it open, but Ayuk is really the I don't know who their linebackers is.
On the linebacker is T.J. Edwards, Kazir White, and they got a young guy, I believe he a rookie, Nakobe Dean. You know what I'm saying? He probably got the best wheels on.
I think Nakobe Dean played at Georgia.
Yeah, so it's Kazir White and T.J. Edwards, who, good linebackers, but I don't think they have the wheels to stay with our running backs or tight ends in coverage. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to be one of the areas we're going to be looking at.
That's where he's going to attack. He's going to use McCaffrey and Kittle. And like I said, I can see Juszczyk getting some run there as well. And a lot, and to me, and I sitting on a checks chain with the crew in the second half. Y'all got to give Elijah Mitchell that rock because he's the physical running back. You know what I'm saying? So I could see Elijah Mitchell getting a lot of carries in this one. I think you use McCaffrey in the passing game against them, their linebackers, but you use Elijah Mitchell to be the pound guy. And I don't know if they're going to let Mason get some carries, but yeah.
No, I don't think Mason going to see much.
Well, I mean, I would agree with that just because you want to get the ball to the players who you trust. I'm not saying that Shanahan don't trust him, but it's the experience factor. It's just experience. Like at a big moment, we need people that we know then produce and can get it done. So it ain't no knock on Mason. It's just that's the reality of it.
Right.
And like I said, to me, y'all got to establish the run. I think I want to say they need to try to run it inside more. That toss that they've been running for the majority of the year, Dallas was all over that. You know what I'm saying? To me, y'all got to kind of run it inside more. That's where y'all need to run it with Mitchell. But y'all got to be able to get push in the line of scrimmage. This is where Burford and Banks, man, come on, y'all got that size. Y'all got to start pushing people, man. You know what I'm saying? And then to me, y'all got to run to McGlinchey's side so that he is more of the run blocking, and then when he have to pass, that's his confidence. And then y'all might have to chip and help him out, depending on who they put over there. You know what I'm saying? But we can't get in third and longs. We got to be third and manageable. That's what I'm saying. First and second down is going to be the key. And that's what I think Kyle is going to try to scheme plays on first and second down to make it third and manageable to where he can really have the full playbook at his disposal, as opposed to if it's 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 15, then he got to be conservative in his play calling, because depending on where they at on the field and depending on what the score of the game is and the situation in the game is, you can't really be fully aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, first and second down is the key. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to come out throwing the ball this game, because I think where I'm not saying he made a mistake, but where he got conservative was, I think he thought he could do what he did last year against the Cowboys. Because I went back and I watched the wild card game too. Okay. And that first drive, they came out and they bam, bam, bam. They hit him with that run, then they threw some passes, and then they was in the end zone quick. They jumped on him quick, and they brought that mentality like, man, okay, we bringing a fight to you early. Nah, the mentality that they had against the Cowboys coming in is the same mentality they got to have against Philly. We got to punch them in the mouth from the jump to put it on their mind that we going to be here all day. Now, they need to have a opening drive, touchdown drive. That would be great to send that message to them. But on some level, you got to, I think, come out throwing it to let them know that it's going to be different from what y'all expect. And then to build Purdy's confidence also. Not saying that he won't have confidence, but in addition to throwing, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you said that, bro, because that's what I was about to go. That's where I was going next, because you had kind of hit on them. You mentioned Slay and Bradbury, who I'm real high on, because I feel he a real ball hawk. But and you're talking about Purdy and him having confidence and being able to throw. I think he's gonna have to be able to fit the ball into some tighter windows. I
Yeah,
definitely think that Brandon Ayuk, like you was talking about, with the double moves and stuff, as far as the route running, I think Brandon Ayuk have the possibility to have a good game. And I've heard they're gonna have to fit it
I
in some
think so.
tight windows sometimes, but I think he's an elite route runner. Uh, I
Hmm.
think probably, kind of undersold on his route running ability. I think he gonna be able to get him with some of them double moves. You feel me? And I think
Hmm.
he a better high pointer of the football. You know what I'm saying? So I think he better
Yeah,
at catching contested catches as opposed to Debo. I'm interested. I'm interested. I can't even say it. I'm interested to see what Debo gonna be able to do as far as receiving. I'm looking for Kittle to have a good game, but I really think it's going to be Ayuk and McCaffrey. And like you said, I can see Juice getting in the mix too. So let's look at the matchups with Slay and Bradbury on the receiving core. And who you think ultimately they're going to try to slide on Kittle? Because I know they have Gardner Johnson, but I think the other guy been playing, I can't think of his name right
I
now.
could see Gardner Johnson being on him because remember when he was with the Saints, they had him on Kittle in an epic game where we won. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I could see that matchup. That's why they traded for him. They wanted somebody who could be like that. So I think Gardner Johnson is going to be on Kittle. I think it'll be probably be Slay on Ayuk, and then Bradbury will be on Debo. Now, what I was about to say, also, they're gonna have to try to mix in the screen game and the quick game, those quick, passes to Debo. Because to me,
Right.
this game ain't the game where you run Debo. We need Debo catching the ball, being a receiving threat. And then I think I could see Kyle maybe doing a lot of bunch formation and trying to get
Mhm.
those releases because
Right.
I ain't watched Philly at all year. So I don't know if they play a lot of man to man or if they play zone or what they do a combination of because I don't watch. You know what I'm saying? I maybe have to go watch a game, maybe the playoff game, the scrimmage game to kind of see you know what I'm saying what kind of defense they play. But
Right.
if they play a lot of man to man, then Kyle's gonna have to scheme things up to get free releases to get these boys open. And then if the line give Brock time, I think he can fit the ball in there because one thing he does is he reads the defenses well. He goes through his progressions well, and he uses his eyes to hold well. That's something that Jimmy don't do, and we ain't had enough of Trey doing it to know. So the key is, to me, I think that's the matchup. They're gonna put Slay on IU because in their mind, he is the best route runner. I think they put
Right.
Bradbury on Debo because Debo ain't the best route runner, but Debo know how to get open. And once you get the ball in his hand, he turn into the running back. That's why I'm saying in
Man, he's
this
too
game,
physical.
yeah. So and then they put Gardner Johnson on Kittle for that matchup. And but this is why the McCaffrey trade is so big now
Yes, sir.
because he have the mismatches. And even you can use Elijah Mitchell in the passing game too.
Right.
And this is why I think Juice becomes effective because you can use him as a hybrid H back. He ain't no traditional fullback where you just blocking. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. You can get him into the passing game as well. So and then we ain't even talking about Jawan Jennings. I don't know who their third corner is on Philly, but third and Jawan Chains as they call him
Bro, and I
have matchup.
believe that the third cornerback is Maddox, and Maddox is 5'9". If he is the
Uh-huh.
cornerback, he 5'9". So when you say third and
Yeah.
Jawan, that could be
Uh-huh.
big with the
Yeah,
size
I can see
differential.
Jawan stepping up in this game and making and being effective because, like I said, I don't know who their third corner is, but if they have to put him out there in those situations, then we know he gonna make plays. He gonna catch the ball, physical in the run game. He gonna irritate somebody. Somebody gonna be wanting to fight him before it's over. we we already know that, right? So in this game, our whole offense got to come to the party. Line, running backs, receivers, tight ends, everything. But we got to trust that Kyle gonna be able to scheme them open. Kyle gonna be able to get them. To me, this is the game. Like I said, I don't know how much man to man they play, those kind of things. But if they playing a lot of man to man, you're gonna have to get releases, and you're gonna have to win those one-on-ones. And if they win the one-on-ones, they fine. So, and then I think in this game, because, you know, a lot of the, you watch the first 2 games, and even the end of the regular season, the most of those passes, like you were saying, they running the Jimmy G offense throwing over the middle. I think Brock can throw to the sidelines deep and just to the sideline. I think he can do it. I just don't think they're asking him to do it or they designing plays to. But in this game, you might have to. But then, because they got good corners, you're going to have to be on point if you do throw to the sideline where they ain't jumping nothing. But this is the game where the double move is going to have to come into play. You ain't going to just be able to run those routes. You ain't going to be wide open against like you was against Seattle. And you wasn't wide open really against the Cowboys. And I think they had Diggs on Ayuk primarily in that game because Ayuk had maybe 1 or 2 catches. He really was silent. You know what I'm saying? Because of the respect that Dallas had for him. They put Diggs on him. They used really Kittle was the receiving threat in this game against their linebacker. So that's what I'm saying. If they put Gardner Johnson there, then McCaffrey got to be the matchup where the chess piece that Kyle can move around to get the advantages that way. That's what I'm saying. Elijah Mitchell, I can see him getting a lot more run to be the physical running back, and he used McCaffrey in the screen game. He used him in the passing game. You try to find the mismatches where you can, and when we have the opportunities to get them shot plays, we got to get them. And when we get in the red zone, we can't score field goals. It's got to be touchdowns. Kyle got to scheme it up right and have them plays ready, and they got to be able to execute the plays because you can't figure. I mean, we held Dallas to 12, but Dallas don't have the weapons these boys have. You know what I'm saying? They got 2 receivers. They got Goddard at the tight end. They got a good line. They got Sanders at the running back and the game boy and the Boston Scott boy. So they got weapons. And you got this quarterback who can run it.
Quez Watkins, that wide receiver, that boy probably
got
like
these boys got weapons. Yeah, these boys got weapons that, multiple weapons. So we can't expect to hold in the 12. We're going to have to score because they could score. Now, turnovers is a great equalizer. And hopefully penalties at the wrong time. We don't need penalties at all, but penalties at the wrong time, especially if we got momentum in the game. So, like I said, if both teams play to their max, it should be a close game going into the 4th quarter. And I figure they got a good field goal kicker. We had that advantage against the Cowboys. Their kicker had the yips, as Jimmy Johnson would say. So, But I think in a clutch, we ain't gonna crack. We gonna be there to do what we need to do to get the dub, to get the victory. Because I just think it's our time. It's meant for us to get to the Super Bowl. It's meant for us to win it. They're gonna find a way, like Fred said, find a way. We're gonna find a way to get it in to advance and go forward. But it's gonna be a good game because they got talent across the board on both sides of the ball. And so, but like I said, y'all got to raise y'all level. Y'all got to lock in. All 3 phases got to be there. And Ray, you got to, if you can't make a return, fair catch it, bro. Don't try to do nothing spectacular like you did against Dallas. You shouldn't have. You should have just caught the ball. We had just got the stop and we had the momentum. See, we don't see that kind of stuff can't happen in this one. You know what I'm saying? When we get them off the field, you got to be sound in the special teams. If you can return it, return it. If you can't, man, fair catch it. Because the main thing is if we get them off to get on to try to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And we got to be sound in all 3 phases in this one. No slippage, no falling short because these boys capable. You know what I'm saying? To throw a flurry of points on you if you ain't on your game. But I think we'll be on our A game. They'll be locked in. They're going to be focused. And they'll make the plays necessary to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? And if it come down to a kick, then, well, hell, we got one of the best. You know what I'm saying? So I could see us pulling it out in the end, But the key is, man, y'all got to start fast. Jump on these boys early. Let them know it's going to be a full quarter deal. Y'all ain't going to be scrimmaging against us like you was scrimmaging against the Giants. So I think they're going to win the game. I don't know what the score will be, but I think they'll pull it out maybe by 3, maybe a touchdown if it was to come to that. It's gonna be a close game, but I think we pull it off. To me, it's kind of similar to years ago when they played against the Falcons. Was that the Falcons game when they was down like 17 or nothing or whatever it was? And that's when we had Cabinet, and it was down like 17 nothing, I think it was. And they wind up coming winning the game 27-24 or something like that. They came all the way back. Now I don't want them to be down 17, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of similar. Atlanta, they had to go on the road. It was a hostile environment, you know what I'm saying? Matt Ryan and
Gotcha.
Julio and them boys, and you know what I'm saying, and we had a dominant defense that year. We had all Dawn. We had Justin Smith. We had Navarro and Pat. We had 38, your boy, who you like, killer out there.
Golson, baby.
Dante and
Golson.
go
Dante and
yeah,
Golson,
Golson and Woodson out and
Whitner.
Whitner out there, yeah. And then we had who is the corners? It was Carlos Rogers and Terrell.
Yeah, those came through with
25.
that swag.
Yeah. So, they hit us quick. You know what I'm saying? But then they came, kept, start hitting some plays, and Frank Gore, and they eventually came back and won it. So, like I said, I don't want them to be down 17 in this one. But I think, they're gonna be able to put it out on a roll, to get this dub and get to the Super Bowl. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one, bro. It's gonna be a good one.
Nah, you right, bro. Definitely gonna be a good one. I think you said it perfect. We gotta start out fast, and we gotta go get this dub. Man, shit, bro, just been so long. But want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna be back. Shit, y'all might see us on game day doing a little something. Think we gonna drop this one a couple of days for the game. Little preview for y'all, so y'all can check out our thoughts on it. So once again, man, thank y'all for rocking with us. Shouts out to the always 24/7 faithful crew. And for my big bro, P Warrior _9, and myself, OG Gooded, Faithful Boys Podcast. We'll be bang till they can't no more. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And y'all come back, man. Rock with us. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be around. That's right.
Yes, sir. Bang, bang.
That's what